Moved him in. What are you guys doing today? Anything? Anything interesting? So we've got to get the Nether Guard bitter. That's the guy who sells it? Yeah. Nether Guard bitter. Well, that was fun. Someone said 4 year, $100 million for Jordan Walker. I thought I was being ridiculous when I said 4 years, $20 million, but that's crazy. The reason why is I haven't really paid attention to baseball salaries since Mark McGwire, and I think I remember him getting 10 million a year. I'm like, I can't imagine, but you never know. We'll see. Inflation and stuff. Numbers have gotten different since then. healing this one. So I've read up a bit more. The thing is, like, I'm learning all this stuff now, and I researched that there's Alpenglow, something new, and the consensus update or whatever, or an update. And I'm like, I'm learning things that aren't going to exist here when that passes, but it's still helpful to know. But I have to I have to research more about it. Let me turn in my quest real quick. Um, I did read about how consensus, the consensus, understand the consensus part is probably the less intricate of all the other stuff. But it was called Tower BFT, right? So Byzantine fault tolerance. I thought it was called something bridge or something. I don't know why, but I kind of understand how that occurs, right? Those are computer words. Are them computer words you're spouting out? Are you spouting out computer words? Flight path. Flying there. But I didn't get a chance to fully research what that was, but it is an overhaul of something, right? So they're doing away with a few things, adding a few new things, and some of the few things that they're replacing or changing are not things that I fully understand yet. So it's not going to do me any good to figure it out yet. But I'm going to spend some time tonight because I have to understand. It's like, well, I can just learn it after the update or learn it now and then figure out how it's changing. So it's going to take. What was the thing that they said that they did though? What are they changing? Voter, a direct vote consensus protocol, and Rotor, a data block propagation protocol. Okay, that's what they did. They shoot up like 70. Okay, so yeah, that's something I didn't know, right? I didn't know that the actual transaction information was considered to be. I didn't know votes were considered to be transaction validation or part of transactions, so that makes sense. So the voting's done entirely off chain. How do they do that? That's awesome. How do they do it off chain if they don't consider it a layer two? You know what I mean? Because I know they're against somewhat of just like all this like trying to put shit on the cars that's rolling downhill kind of thing, right? Like you should have it. It should just work. You know, where Ethereum's like heavily reliant on layer twos, right? Which they do improve Ethereum, but uh, that's the thing though. Is if it's done off chain, is it not considered some kind of layer two? Is it something else? But I didn't realize the voting process was what clogged up most of what accounted for what 3/4 of the transaction information, which means there's that much more like what it should be doing. Yeah, so I read that yesterday. So it says, so there's two different states. It says optimistic finality and absolute finality, right? So there's like a, we have no reason to doubt, never once in the history of the chain did it ever a vote not pass at this point, but it's not mathematically, you know what I mean? It's like super duper 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 highly probable, but still possible for something to go catastrophically wrong. And I guess that's what they consider to be optimistic finality. And then there's absolute finality, which is once it reaches once it passes the mathematical to a certainty that it can't, you know, it isn't officially immutable, right? I wonder what percentages. I think it said 67% was when it reaches finality, which is like a super majority, 67%. Then it's immutable, like it can't be altered. It's not like 65 or like if if a meteor hits Chicago or whatever, then suddenly we're all fucked or whatever, right? So there's two different. So they said that this is getting rid of that process. So the only thing that it, or is that just like words they use to like anything other than um, absolute finality or whatever is considered to be optimistic, or you know what I mean? Because you would think at 33%, you know what I mean, half of what it's required to be immutable, then that wouldn't be considered I wouldn't be super optimistic about that. I'd be cautious. But if they said they're getting rid of the difference there, so is that like an actual limitation posed by the network or the structure, or is that basically just like, no, that's just our interpretation of those percentages or whatever? Like the average person would say, yeah, 50% is optimistic, right? Or is there like an actual like, well, no, in the structure of the thing, we've designated these percentages to be considered those terms exactly, and like, does the chain operate any differently if it's in a state of optimistic finality and not absolute or whatever? Does like the way in which it processes or like the order of which it's doing things, does it go, okay, well, we're past the point of being uncertain, we're optimistic, sorry spray, we're mad at you or whatever, disappointed in you, and then it goes like, okay, well, now start preparing the next thing, now, you know what I mean? But that, it says it gets rid of that, and which reduces the shit down to like almost like nothing at all. The consensus process for, and I don't know what they mean. I'm gonna have to figure out voting. Now, voting can be two different things, and I'm gonna fucking die in this water. Voting on like an actual protocol change is different than voting on a block, obviously, right? I'm sure the two processes overlap somewhere if necessary, but oh my god. Oh. Meow. Oh, here we are. Fuck. Thanks a lot, guy. It's awfully nice of all of you. Chime in there at raid time, killing a level 62. It's not hard enough as it is. So they're doing away with that, though. I wonder how exactly. So slave getting ganked by a million horde. Are we doing Ubi or SP? Ubi? Are we doing? I always forget. It's like left to right until it isn't. Just get close enough so we can res you. We're trying to get there, guy. We're like right there. There's 1,000 people out here. This one's the only one. God damn it. Alright, let's zone in. Please heal me. Don't let this fucking ret paladin kill me. Good God. Yeah, I got a new heal on my bar too. So flash heals ranked. Holy. They used to have it where it automatically updated. Now they don't. What did I use there? Powerboard shield. My favorite spell ever is. Just let me get mana real quick before we. Really, I don't have the right candles? Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Lame. I was super room there. Sort of. Not really super room, but Already doing it with just 4 people, so. It is kind of weird. 'Cause I don't remember, like, or we pull them on the other side or something. I don't know why they ever didn't make Disc a viable DPS spec. You know, I guess probably later on they did. Whatever expansion they did that, I could probably have fun playing Freeze then, because they've never had a fucking viable Disc spec as far as I've in any of the wilds I've ever played. Are we gonna be able to do the final boss with 4 people? Oh, that guy's all 70. All right, now we're almost level 63. It's taking me days to do this now, but whatever. It's not really gimping our XP with this level 70. That's good. Even though the hunter's gear is complete and total shit, but still. I had a fear ward on him. That's a different type of fear. You can't fear ward against that? That's weird. Didn't know that. Let's see. Sometimes it takes a second to fall off. It's not instant. I thought I just Power Word Shield, rank 10. Fade, okay. It's so weird that you cannot Fear Ward the Intimidating Shout. I've never known that. I thought you could. I know it's a physical attack, not a spell, so. Come on now. Cool. Hopefully I level. Whatever. Thank you. I don't really know why these things are attacking me. Oy vey. Really? Through the shield? It didn't fucking. Alright, well. Cool. I'm not complaining. I should level this time. What's the fucking range on Psychic Scream, though? Always seems like priests fear me from like way further away. I'm always just not in range of it. I gotta get used to it though. 'Cause I'm used to Frosto and stuff. Much smoother with the tank, I guess, taunting the Quake or whatever it's called. I know we have a level 60, but still. Or 70, rather. Awesome. Now I have something I can wear that's an upgrade. Didn't I get something that I can wear at 62? No, I guess not. 63 rather. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna ban all of our Strathholm quest. And I cannot kill the Colossuses. And it seems like we have a few quests left to do here, like Mastermind, locate and kill Zakal in the mines beneath Honorhold. So he's in like a clusterfuck of things here. Okay, so yeah, that's why I can't figure it out. Like a whole bunch of fucking shit on my map, but I can't zoom in. You know what I mean? There's a guy that there's a mine under Honorhold. Well, it's up north, further north. Have to get the right candles and stuff too. I can almost get my thing here. mana per 5. Shit. I would try to get the call, whatever his name is. This fucking place. God damn it. We got all the guys are here, guys. You guys come around here often? So after this, when I get a second to tab over, I'm going to look at why it is or what they're changing about that. Like, I always wonder how they managed to come up with a way to get rid of like an entire other component. You know what I mean? Guilds gone. Like my meme, the gang gets disappointed. Ah, that's too funny. The fucking episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The gang gets disappointed. Oh, it's not nice. Yeah, but no, neither are throwing batteries at people either. So, oh, but the gang gets disappointed. Oh, the gang gets disappointed. Wah wah wah. Play the horn for that, guys. At least Rob McElhenney, he's on a. He got cast in the what not Fallout. What's the name of that fucking game? Far Cry, rather. I never played it, so I have a hard time remembering. But Far Cry, it's a PlayStation game or whatever. He got cast on Far Cry. Who else was on the? I think I seen the thing for it earlier. Somebody else got cast in the show too. Good actor. Can't remember who it was though. Not Bryan Cranston. Talk about a guy doing an arc on Bryan Cranston's making his bread and butter, walking around midlife crisis man in his whitey tighties, right on a Malcolm in the Middle, and goes on to play the great one of the greatest TV show characters of all time. Which, if you think about it, Breaking Bad's a lot like Rick and Morty. It really is. It's the same exact dynamic. Okay, now can we? But I don't really watch like Far Cry, not Far Cry, video game shows. The Resident Evil show was shit, dude. I hate how like to make such a good video game, you can't just get like 4 or 5 guys that really like not Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, and have them write the goddamn show. I guarantee you, you could get the fan fiction shit on Resident Evil is better than the TV show by far. You know what I mean? And the movies too. The movies are pretty shitty. If they were to get just like a few guys that really liked fucking Resident Evil, they could have like an awesome TV show or an awesome movie because there's so much there. You know, like just the mansion incident is like a fucking a movie or a mini series or something. If they did a mansion incident uh, mini series, dude, you know me, dude. The game is awesome. Resident Evil um, well, there's a copy of it that exists for Sega Saturn actually, and that was the one we had in our household because we didn't have a PlayStation. We were Sega Saturn people, which I do like the Sega Saturn more than the PlayStation original PlayStation. The PlayStation 2, obviously, but the Sega Dreamcast, dude, the fucking Dreamcast is still like there's people that still buy the things and mod them and make games for them, which is super cool. Especially with AI and all that stuff, you can imagine the ability to vibe code yourself a fucking Dreamcast game would be super awesome. I'll be right back though. I ended up cooking, so I cooked 11 servings of chicken thighs, and I found this new thing. It's called coconut amino acid or some shit. It's like a low sodium flavor additive. It's not like an additive. It's actually organic and it's like super good for you. Like an alternative to soy sauce, but it's got a sweet taste to it. So I cooked a whole shitload of chicken, added that, drained the drippings off into a can or whatever, and the rest is history. Well, sort of, but you can see why you might think that guy. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of what I was gonna say. Yeah, so I have a whole bunch of chicken, but it's got like a sweet taste to it, and it's got almost hardly any calories. So instead of adding like sweet and sour sauce or teriyaki sauce, this is like it tastes like the thing they make it out of. So you can really drain as much fat as you can get off the shit. Basically, I switched to brown rice, which is a lower glycemic index, and on top of that, less sugar and less sodium overall. So, pledge allegiance to this flag or whatever. Pledge of allegiance to the flag. Low sodium, low glycemic index. I don't know what I'm doing here. I gotta go kill Azrus of the Cruel. Draenei prayer beads. Recover the Draenei prayer beads and bring the. Where are they at though? Should say if you read it. Where is it? I don't see digging for prayer beads. Found at 53. So they're somewhere here. The prayer beads are found like somewhere in town. C4. They're in honor hold. Beads were lost in honor hold in its courtyard. So my quest add-on should say where exactly that is. Oh, there they are. Hey, I never would have found that. Neat. So technically, right now I'm running the jewels. Technically, I should just keep that quest in my quest log then. I gotta save. Speak with. Oh, that's upstairs. That's where the guy was. Demons and all that. That's what all that was about. All right.
Arcanon Poros. Remember the lessons of the past.
Uh,
Open your heart to the light.
can you let me do the
May
quest?
the light embrace you.
Isn't that where that was all just going on?
Good fortune, blessings upon you. Warm wishes. Do not lose faith.
It should put another dot on the map somewhere.
Welcome. Off with you.
Yeah, but I cut up 3 whole onions and let it caramelize like a syrup almost. It's got like 0 calories, so cooking with amino acids instead of sugars and stuff is probably a good idea. It's low sodium, 160 milligrams of sodium per serving, so I can put 2 servings in each bowl of rice and still be like where they recommend people eat sodium. Because before I wasn't even paying attention to this shit. I was cooking rice, pouring rice in the stir fry mix, cooking it, which was like probably 1,800 milligrams of sodium cooking, and then on top of what the food had in it already, and then getting it out of the thing, and then putting soy sauce on my rice, another 1,800. So it's like over what you're supposed to eat in a day already, right? And then some type of sriracha sauce or some type of like Szechuan sauce, which is like another 800 milligrams of sodium, or 1,600 to 2 servings or whatever. So crazy. Not even thinking about the shit. Oh, there we go. Cool. That's a good trinket. But instead of having to do like magic to get my potatoes to have less carbs, well, less glycemic index or lower glycemic index, just switch to brown rice. And it's got fiber and it's good for you. It tastes better. You gotta chew it a little more, but Playing Shadow's fun as fuck, dude. I'm looking forward to being able to do cars on and all that. Do you need me to heal? We're all fucking Shadow Priest? We have 3 Shadow Priests trying to do this shit. We should be able to do enough healing on it though, really. Free action potion on a guy at level 60? Come on. I'm level 63. Fucking kill this moron. Level 70 fucking rogue. Getting ganked by level 60s. Having a free action potion and stuff. What a fucking... Wow. Does he not know that it doesn't do anything? Does it break fear? Does free action potion break fear? Great. Getting ganked by level 60s, dude. Go home. Go home. What are you doing here? Oh, we have a 70 rogue here. These guys are gonna wipe us, obviously. Possibly. Do we all have to do it? Or just it just has to be up? Just one of us, I guess, has to. This guy's gonna help us. You gotta let the tank though, for that to work. Cool. This is a good trinket for fucking forever, dude. It's like best in slot till you get something different, icon or whatever. Awesome. 3 Shadow Priests. What are the chances of that? Crazy. Yep, me too. That should be the end of the quest chain too. I was trying to mana burn that Warlock, but I was out of mana too, so. We might go to Zanger Marsh and finish that up. We got one quest that requires a group that doesn't have a good reward, so just another wand or another necklace or something. So it seems like things are heating up a little bit, man. I don't know what, but oh, I need a sharper knife for chicken thighs though. Trying to cut a chicken thigh with the knife that I have is a nightmare. All right now.
You got my attention.
Do I really?
What can I do for you? Need help? Well met.
I want you to force Commander Daneth Trollbane has ordered you to kill Brewmaster.
Light bless you.
Are you sure you know how to read? Yeah, dude, I do it almost every day. Oh, look at that. Look at that trinket. A real deal trinket. Got a real deal trinket. That thing helps tremendously. Drillmaster Zursk. Is he? Zurok, the video game. Where are they? So am I gonna be able to kill this guy? Maybe, maybe not. We don't have any like a fucking buzzard bites.
That's still recharging. I can't fix that. That's still recharging. Almost done.
Oh, and he's got a fucking friend with him. But fuck.
That's still recharging.
God damn it.
I can hear him.
Well, that's shit. No way. What level are you, guy? Oh my god, thank you. Really? God damn it. Yeah, I thought I had a renew. That was super helpful though. Because now all I have to do is use Colossus. Kill Drillmaster. If I had better gear, should be able to out heal a lot of DPS if you can keep fears, but I didn't have any jumper cables either. Instead of having to crawl out of this hole, I can just horse back to where I was. Well, we should be able to get out of here. Don't daze me off my mount, please. really don't want to do Zangermarsh Quest, dude. 63. Last time I did Hellfire, I think I was level. I don't even know what. When I finished it.
Light be with you. Greetings.
So that is an upgrade? Sort of? Maybe 2 damage? I should probably get better shit from the spirit, really.
Most honored, friend.
Oh, I should have trinketed. Oh. What time is it? Hello? Hello? Jerzen? Where to? I haven't done it before, but I think we should be alright. It's probably the same pace as everything else currently, right? Do I need to repair? Quest. Can't get it yet, but we can next level. Oh. This is the type of place you need shadow protection for, I think, or arcane or something, right? Okay, now I can heal, but I need to figure out what my other stat point is going to go into. Not blackout. Need one more of these here. Yeah. Is it? Perfect. It's that conjured mountain spring water they've been talking about.
That's still recharging.
I think Mana Tombs is arcane damage. Either way, this guy is level 70, so this shouldn't be a problem at all. Cool. prioritize heals.
I can't fix that. That still needs charging. I can't fix that.
Come on now, gotta heal without the Mortal Strike. There we go. Mortal Strike is brutal. Not asking you to put a shield on. Perfect. You can get fat and retarded with me then, right? I just wants all the mining nodes.
That spell isn't ready to start. That's still recharging.
This is great. This guy, level 70, I guess he wants to do these, but he just wants someone to heal to get all the mining nodes, I guess. Which is awesome XP for me. Not as a healer.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Mortal Strike is whack, dude. This shit is lame. Super lame. Don't know, yeah. Yeah. Just need a full mana bar. I should have trinketed. Forgot I have that trinket. I did 2 DPS that fight. Good. I need new gloves. Those are rough. 16 intellect.
That's still recharging.
trying to get enough mana.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't use that yet. That's still recharging.
Water. Oh, there's an abundance of those jokes, I'm sure. Mages and water. Water boy jokes all day.
I can't use
Water
that
boy
yet.
jokes. Water boy jokes.
That spell isn't ready yet.
I don't think this fight's nearly as difficult as the. Oh, that's not a. That's not a boss. That's not a boss. This is a. Right.
I can't use that yet. That's still recharging.
You cannot range that. Forgot you can range that. Derp. It's been a while.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Really?
I can't use that yet.
Greed. Yeah, I don't know how would be how would we be how would we supposed to how would we do this shit at 70 60 with without a level 70 guy? Answer me that, Brainiac. Answer me that. How would we supposed to do this? How would we supposed to do this?
That spell isn't ready yet.
I don't have a silence.
That's still recharging.
I hope my healing strategy is correct to try to bomb big heals, right? Land big bomb heals and then cancel cast if they don't need it instead of trying to spam light heal. But I do have to remember to keep putting the goddamn shit on my bar. I'm sure all this stuff's like renews, rank 10. Great heal, flash heals, rank 8. Yeah, I think we're good. Cool. I've gotten a bar of XP so far. Can't really tab away in the midst of all this shit. Guys doing a fine job not taking any damage. I appreciate it. Oh. Gotta go for a walk here sometime. It's a curse. Really now? Does Shield Ward scale with spell power? No, it doesn't. Does it? Shield Ward pain? Shield Ward, whatever the fucking power shield. I guess you could light cast heal, then big heal when you proc a thing, you know? See, oh, he's got a mortal strike. Oh no. Please land. Mortal strike caught up with me there. I didn't know those guys MS'd. That was clutch.
I can't
I don't know if I'll ever be good at this at PvP, but playing every character gives you an idea of what it is other classes do that pisses you off so much, so... You know what I mean? Like playing a priest now, I know exactly what a mage will do to me that'll piss me off, and I don't necessarily have that perspective because I haven't played anything besides my mage and my shaman and a warrior when I was like 20 years ago, whatever. I never really played a warrior that much either.
What is this? Oh, you must forgive me, but I was not expecting company. As you can see, we are somewhat preoccupied right now. But no matter. As I am a gracious host, I will attend to you.
Those explode. Any one of you can res? Can I get a battle res from the druid? Do we have a battle res? Cool. Yeah, I forgot these things exploded. Derp. Yep. It's only like a category 1 derp, so. So, let's see. Shadow buff. Wait, this is the boss fight.
We have not been properly introduced.
Ah, we.
I can help you with that.
I have such fascinating things to show you.
That's still recharging.
I must begin.
That spell isn't ready yet. From me to Father.
Boots that are an upgrade at level 64. Dun, 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 dun. Need those for now. Cool. One more level, I can wear them. You are. Where'd you go? Where is you?
I can help you with that. Confirmation. That's still recharging.
Pay attention to the glasses.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Just pay attention to the glasses. Oh, what time is it still? 10:23. Okay. Ooh, we're good. Where did the leader schedule thing come from? I've got to know. Is that something that pre-existed on another blockchain and they like the leader schedule thing?
It's too far away. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
gonna do the quest. £310. Crazy. Oh no. Oh no, really? Get more res out. Lame. We're alright. Yeah, either way. That's fine. I got a rebuff and all that shit.
That spell isn't ready yet.
We've had some really optimistic news here lately, dude. I am so thankful to see Def posting again. I guess his work's afforded him a little more time. I have always harped on the idea that as much as you don't think or he doesn't think he's got a following, I'm like, people really want to hear from you. You know, he's just one of those guys. He fucking looks at his shoes and kicks the dirt and all that. Like, people really want to hear from you. Like, I'm already fucking, I've been for the last 16 months, I've been going around telling people, you know, this guy's the Vitalik Buterin of this AI thing. Trust me. You know, I wouldn't say that, you know. And I'm like, people want to hear from you. He's like, yeah, you know. And he's like, I'm more like, you know, type of shit. I'm like, I had to fucking drag myself out of it too at some point in time. But at the end of the day, I guess whatever. When the time's right, dude, I know he'll do whatever he needs to be successful or whatever. You know, I'm not worried. I'm not at all worried about that. He did such a good job developing and like communicating, and then you know, at some point in time, it's like, well, all the upgrades and updates and things that we could afford to implement, you know, all that shit ran dry, and it's like, I get that it's like, well, more just lip service, you know, tell people like, well, this week, you know, sometimes I get that there's like, if there's nothing tangible, then, you know, we um, think that that was, I think that was a fair thing to say or do, like, it's all, you know, it's post every day, you know, but he can if he needs to, you know, he's done it before. Do we all have shadow protection? I don't. Your fire is helpful. But you know what I mean? Like, if you have the bankroll to implement things at some point in time, limited or otherwise, you know, it's like, yeah, then the updates, you know, every day seems fair, or every other day or once a week, you know, within reason. But whenever you don't have the money to do the shit, you're like, yeah, you know, it's like, is that not necessarily, you know what I mean? It's a way of like, it's a helpful way of letting people know that, yeah, we're going through some tough times. We're doing everything that we can, but it's not that people aren't as enthusiastic about it as ever. It's that it's not necessarily fair to pay lip service to people and promise, you know, sell them hopium and stuff every day, posting, oh yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that. Like, if you aren't actually doing those things, then you shouldn't be telling people that you are. So I think he found a really good middle ground of like when that time was, like the appropriate time to kind of like a strategic drawdown, and how frequent you post and how frequent you update and everything, and update the public on what's going on. 'Cause it's not necessarily fair, and that's why I haven't said anything since it shut down. I'm like, how am I within reason supposed to recommend anything to anybody that isn't up and running, at least in a beta capacity, right? So I haven't said anything. Doesn't mean I'm not here. You know, I'm here every day. That's why I still post about other things, and on occasion, you know, I just have stayed out of the Telegram chat since then, because the Telegram chat's full of idiots anyway. Not, you know, there are a bunch of shitheads there, so I can ignore the shit. But uh, I post on X in regards to like my regular life and stuff, and I'll still mention Leah here. But as far as like reposting and all that stuff, until if and when, you know, things get up and running again, then I've done all that I need to do for now, you know, and I feel like Def probably thinks the same, you know. But it was good to see him post, man. I'm like very very thankful, because even if that didn't work for him, you know, he should. I would recommend, you know, personal recommendation, keep posting so that way you build a following. And but as far as like updating on Leah, it's like it's not necessarily fair to tell the public something that either isn't true, or silver linings, you know, sugarcoat the shit when you could just, you know, when people notice that there's a decrease in the amount of frequent updates, you're like, well, there's probably a reason for it. And as much as it's not necessarily like a community decision, because the community doesn't hardly ever step up to do anything about it. It's a bunch of Nigerian scammers that expect all these things just to be done for them, you know, and then their response to that is like attacks, you know what I mean, attacking people and shit for not providing. Like, it's not any of our responsibility, especially deafs, to put food on any of your tables, period. It isn't. Carry your own weight. If you don't like what you see, fucking do something about it, period. We'll not tolerate fucking, as much as it's not my place to say whatever, but I mean, as far as me personally, I can't entertain a friendship with somebody that expects somebody else to do all the hard work. I can't. Like, deadbeats, dude. I've got like one real deadbeat friend in real life, and I'm still pissed about that fucking WoW gold I sent to him like 25 years ago. So I can't, like, And like I have to really, really fucking, it really blurs some lines for me. And for me to say like, yeah, one of my best friends in real life is a fucking deadbeat. I hate him. I hate him for being a fucking deadbeat. That's all. I bought him when we were like 17 or 16 years old. I lent him 2,000 wild gold. Is yet to repay me the shit. And all these years later, I restarted playing Wrath of the Lich King on the relaunch and all that stuff. And I sent his shaman. I bought him 5,000 wild gold. I show up one day. I've told the story before. I haven't seen the guy in years, right? I get my WoW account up and running, and I make a character, and I send him like 5,000 wild gold I bought off of like one of those wild gold websites. Sent it to his character. I log in the next day. He doesn't draw the connection. He doesn't even mention it. No, no, thank you, nothing. He just pretends like I don't even exist. I'm like, did anybody send you anything in the mail, dude? Anything at all? No, man. Why? I'm like, just curious. I'm just wondering, you know, in case anybody sent you anything in the mail, like, kid fucking icing all over his face, eating the goddamn cake in front of everybody, right? Looking like Augustus Gloop, you know? And he's like, no. I'm like, you mean to tell like, all right, fuck piece of shit. And here it is, here, you know, for even after that, I still bought him some cryptocurrency for his birthday a few years ago that I've yet to give to him because I have to meet up with him in real life. But real deadbeat, man. And that's like, that's about as we've known each other since the 6th grade. So like the amount of, you know what I mean? I wouldn't normally entertain having some deadbeat for a friend, but you know, he works hard, like when you pay him and stuff, and even then, he's probably a slacker. Really, he works for. He actually works for Visa or Mastercard or one of those companies. I think he works for Mastercard. I have one friend that works at at a bank, and the other one works for. Like, I hate to tell you guys all this, but we're coming for your jobs, bro. Like, and one of my friends, dude, my best friend growing up, Matt, one of them. Super smart guy, went to college, had 4.0 honors, all this shit. College, got accepted into Truman State, top of his class, everything. He gets a job at the Hollywood Casino, and I'm like 28 years old, or 26 years old. I just got out of prison or whatever it was, and I'm like, or no, this was before I went to prison. I'm like, can I put your name down as like a reference? He's like, no, because I work for this company, and if they ever find out that I know you, I'm like, oh, all right, guy, we'll see who wins this fucking contest. Sure as shit, I'll fucking win the thing. It'll be working for me before too long, bitch. But I did tell him at some point in time. He's like, "Yeah, I work at a bank." I'm like, "Oh, have fun being unemployed." All these years later, like the guy wouldn't fucking succeed no matter what. But it's one of those things where, like, if you'd have picked the two out of our group, you would have said, "Yeah, Matt is most likely to succeed, and Luke is most likely to fucking, you know what I mean, get caught with a bunch of Barbie doll heads in 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 the garbage. Get caught with a whole bunch of get caught barbecuing a Barbie doll, right? Yeah. Actually, I think I probably would have gotten voted most likely to take over the world, to be honest. If I was being 100, keeping it 100, yeah, I would have gotten voted most likely to take over the world. Probably. Probably. I wasn't maniacal or anything. I just had a way with talking to people. I used to mix Kool-Aid and bring it to school. Mix jugs of Kool-Aid and sell it to people. Right. No, I'm a very kind wizard. I don't use my powers for evil ever. That's the key. It's like all the people that I know that are like real dark and demented and like, oh, like, you know what I would do with it, like fucking, and that's why you don't have it, right? I've been tested and tested time and time again with, like, I don't know what to call it, but I've never abused it. You know what I mean? I've never misused it. I've never used it for doing dirty to people or nothing. And because of that, it seems like it only gets stronger over time. And as long as I never misuse the shit, I always seem to just get better at it. Whatever that may be, for those who know me better than not, right, know that that's true. And I really do feel like that was like God's way of saying, well, because you did such a good job at restraining yourself all of these times, like we can't help but we can't keep the shit from you any longer. Yeah, I believe that's true. Yeah, but he's a deadbeat, dude. So like when I got to the point, I'm like, I see a whole chat room full of people, like maybe 15 active people that slowly gets down to like a group of like 8, right? I'm like, okay, well, not a moderator, not a community organizer. That's fine. I'm not like, oh, my feelings aren't hurt. Trust me. Uh, Less stress and all that stuff. And I'm like, I was just really kind of hoping that at just one point in time, maybe some of the people, but I'm glad they didn't, because, right, what did it require of me? Well, just to be there. You know, I'm like, you mean to tell me all I had to do was just be there and do, in my mind, the bare minimum required? Okay, I'm all about doing the bare minimum. You know, as much as I know that's not always, not always the game plan, but when I seen that no one was willing to step forward or willing to step to the plate, and like I was like, okay, well, I'll put my fucking, not that like I have receded from the public for a reason, right? And I put my name out there, put my address. I even got people saying, don't send anybody your ID, and I'm like, I'm not posting it online. I'm sending it to you. Like, I need you. Like, let me guess. At some point in time, that very same person had to send their photo ID to somebody to prove their identity, to know that they aren't being a fucking scam artist. And even that, I'm still curious to know what the fuck the deal is there. You know, like, there's no legitimate privacy concern. There's no legitimate safety concern for some of these people. Yet they choose to like not put their name or face. You can't. I'm like, this amount of pretend secrecy is tantamount to QAnon LARPers. And if you know anything about QAnon LARPers, they're 99% fucking retards. And the reason why they don't put their face out there is so that you can never hold them accountable for being wrong about things. And I say, like, I would be more worried about the person that can't put their name or face to the public under any circumstance than I do the person that sits there and says, like, well, yeah, I got a tattered past. Um, Judge me as you know me, not what other people tell you, and and see what I have to say. You know, we all make mistakes. Anyone pretending that they're perfect is a fucking liar. You know, just do your thing and let people decide for themselves. But that's kind of like what I've not to say learned, but what I've done. You know, notice that I just don't understand the point. It's like, if you're not engaged in any sort of skullduggery, why the fuck can't you put your name out there? Period. And I was like, well, I'm like, yeah, says the cybersecurity expert. Yeah, yeah, I don't believe it. Says the cybersecurity expert. I'm like, oh, little did you know, like, right? Which I'm not claiming that I'm an expert in any way, shape, or form, but I know bullshit when I see it. But anyway, I'm not trying to rant and rave about this shit, but you know what I mean. So when the day came that nobody was willing to do what I thought was necessary, I'm thinking, like, this is the current state of crypto. That has me worried, considering that I don't want somebody to win by default. I really don't. You know what I mean? And like, for all intents and purposes, yeah, I do think that regardless of there being the only person there, I do think I would be able to do it the best regardless. But there are other circumstances, mind you. This is not, the planet doesn't revolve around me or the people that I know. There are many other instances in crypto where you would pray to God that there wasn't a default winner somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, may the best man win, and like, but everybody gets so comfortable just sitting on their ass and doing nothing that you're like, yeah, fucking, I have a problem with people that just want to sit on their ass and do nothing. Like, I have a problem with myself doing it currently, and I'm working very difficult to fucking remediate, to remediate, to remediate that or whatever. Yeah, I want to get to do something. You know what I mean? It's just, it sucks that everything's on pause currently.
That's still recharging.
But neither here nor there. But you would hope that. But then again, people just showing up, like, just makes you sad to think that there's people that appreciate crypto to the degree that they say they do, but then have nothing to give in return. Period. Like, won't help at any cost possible. Not only that, they've purposely gimped themselves by pretending that they're in some sort of secret society that requires them to remain 100%, I'm going to say anonymous, because you know what I mean, but like, more QAnon people pretending that is what I gather. And I could be wrong. No, I could be entirely wrong. I don't have any factual evidence to prove that somebody doesn't know what they're talking about. Um, or they aren't being truthful about their identity or expertise or whatever. I have no proof of that, really. I could be entirely wrong. But the general consensus around things like that is like there's something going on that is fishy, period. And I can't say I appreciate it. Because at some point in time, it's like, be fishy and suspicious all you want, but then whenever that, like, and I sit there and I have to second guess it going like, well, this guy he might be clued in, he might be doing something that, I don't know everything kind of thing. But then when that suspiciousness, or the being suspicious and sneaky, like, spills over into my real life, then I have to have a problem about it, that's all. Like, well, I thought these things, I suspected these things, I would pray that I'm wrong, but yeah, from what I've seen, there's some shit I don't agree with. And that's about all. And that was like me giving the benefit of the doubt to somebody, thinking that maybe they were just playing the part or something. And if they ever were questioned, I'm sure they would say that they were, but like, you're playing the part until they're like, and then until you fucking do the shit, and then suddenly I've got to have a problem with it because it's left me hanging high and dry for months now, and I don't appreciate it, you know. So I'm not necessarily whatever. A decision was made by somebody that knew better, did it anyway. I don't know what their reasoning was. I don't approve of it. Period. And if I get the impression that they knew that they weren't supposed to be doing that as well. So I have to wonder, what's the motive then? You know what I mean? We're all on the same page until suddenly we aren't. So what's the motive? What's the motivation for doing that? If it's just to fuck me over, then yeah, then I've got even more of a problem. But yeah, just whatever. But I'll do it my way, you do it your way, and as we've seen in the past, like my idiot friend Matt in real life, we'll see how it works out in the end. He's not an idiot, but you know what I mean? I give him a hard time because of... What pisses me off about some of my friends in real life, man, they've only seen what they've seen on the news, and they only know what they hear on Twitter and shit. I'm like, you people grew up with me. You know me. Like, we had each other's... We attended each other's birthday parties. We went to school together. Did I ever once, in any of our fucking 100 years of knowing each other, ever once do anything that would have you question me as a person? Like, no. All this shit happens, right? Years later, rumors on the internet and everything else, the government being a bunch of pieces of shit. These people act like they need to fucking wear a crucifix when they're around me, or garlic necklaces and holy water. I'm like, you people are fucking stupid. Like, you've been... But then again, I don't know what happened, man. I really do think during COVID that the Chinese have somehow managed to devise a form of propaganda that infiltrated people's minds to the degree that turned some of my friends' brains into shit and peanut butter, dude. Because so these people were not the same. Like, after all this shit happened, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Years after COVID, the town that I grew up in, like, when it was all over, like, we'd been going to Walmart, not dressed like wearing a hazmat suit or anything for like years. I go to my old hometown, and they're all still dressed like the fucking, like they're trying to, the movie Stand, pretty much, right? They're all dressed like they're in the movie Stand, wearing masks and stuff, like there's still a virus outbreak. I'm like, just like an hour south of here, they aren't doing any of this, right? And nobody's sick, like a zombie movie, right? Just about an hour south of here, right? So whatever it was, man, then everybody got to this point too, where like the cancel culture shit, like it really did affect their fucking minds, where political correctness like swept through the town that I grew up in, and this idea that like your words hurt more than getting punched in the face kind of shit, and like everybody had to have this opinion, and everybody had to be so conscious of each other's feelings about shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I fucking see it for what it is, but yeah, I don't know what it was, but it didn't start until after COVID. So there's like proof that whatever mind disease infection, whatever the fuck happened there. But yeah, no, but my friends, they were like, well, one of them in particular, but a few of them, I guess, maybe. Like, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna come visit. They're like, well, if you do, just be careful. I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you think? I'd be like a caravan of shit that follows me everywhere? Like, I'm sitting there. Have I ever once, like, ever done anything that you would warrant that sort of response? Like, so of course it pisses me off tremendously. Like, so based on a bunch of shit you read on the internet, okay, right? It's like, and all of our entire friendship and past history and everything else, just that was a fucking fuck me then, right? Okay, whatever. But there's a few friends of mine that have never done that to me. So yeah, you would be upset too if suddenly everybody pretended like they didn't know you because of what somebody else said on the internet. A total stranger too, nonetheless. A known liar, a known criminal, a known thief, a known con man. You know what I mean? It's like that person has a negative opinion of you, and suddenly your own real life friends are questioning. Like, I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I've proven myself in all this. It doesn't matter.
That still recharges. That spell is effective. Still recharging.
Anyway,
It's too far away.
not something I can't. It's not shit that I would never forgive somebody for or whatever. But or I would definitely forgive them for it. But it's still like plenty of my life has been complicated by like think for yourself kind of shit, basically. Believe what people tell you, especially strangers, people you don't fucking know, really. Like you can't draw your own conclusion based on what your own two eyes and ears tell you, really. Might log off here for a little while and stretch and do some other stuff. Let's see. Don't gank me, please. There's no quest to pick up here. Spore wing. Is it a spawn or do I have to spawn the thing? There we are.
Out of range. I can't mess that.
So we got
I can't cast that. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
oh shit. Didn't know these things shield bash.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. Archives. I can't cast that. That's still recharging.
So much fun grinding on a priest, dude. It's like fear and just all that stuff.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that. That's still recharging.
Yeah, but I guess whatever. Now we know how the next chapter in crypto should things to be mindful of, I guess. And the thing is, like, we've never seen a point in time in crypto where like so much could be developed at such a low cost and also there be like absolutely no accountability whatsoever.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that. That's still recharging. I can't cast that. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that. It's too far away.
God damn it. Need a better wand.
That spell isn't ready yet.
At some point in time though, even amongst my own real life friends, a few of them couldn't even get a recommendation to work at a goddamn grocery store. They were like, just knowing you will ruin my fucking career. Yeah, it was lovely.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't
I'm slowed. But hey, you know, I'm not the only one that's going through that kind of shit. Or has gone through it. Kind of lame, kind of gay, kind of retarded. Should have were death, dude. I have a trinket too. Show me one tard that they can train to do brain surgery, and then I'll say, yeah, then you can let them dress in drag. But until then, I don't think it's a good idea. Not to mention, dude, like, some of my friends, one of them, not gonna tell you his name, died the wool rapist. Real life friend of mine. All my friends just like pretend he didn't rape some girl because he didn't get in trouble. And then they want to give me a hard time, dude. Like, about my past and everything. I'm like, died the wool rapist. Hello, everybody. Died in the wool rapist. Died in the wool rapist, right? All my friends, like, cover up for the guy, pretend like he didn't rape one of our other friends. Totally cool with the shit, I guess. And then they want to give me a hard time. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, why? Why? Because what the government said? You're smarter than that. You are smarter and you are better than that. Died in the wool rapist. Died in the wool rapist, everybody. He's got a license plate that says rapist. No, that's right. That was a Tobias joke. An alrapist. The first analyst, therapist, psychoanalyst, therapist. Nugget claws are taking forever. It's a good quest though because you just kind of wander around.
It's too far away. I can't pass that way. That's Spectre's point. I can't pass that way. That's still recharging. That's still recharging.
Anyway, that would be cool, wouldn't it? You guys get it though, right? I didn't know till the other day that the fucking railroads invented daylight savings time. Before then, each town set their fucking. That's so crazy. Each town set their own clocks to high noon. Each town. And one town to the next, it was impossible to go faster than the sun rose or set, so nobody knew. Like, it was all. Like, town square was like, yeah, I guess some guy, his job there was to fucking set the clock to high noon every day. How crazy is that? I had no fucking clue about that, dude. Like, that is the strangest thing I've ever heard. And I know one dyed-in-the-wool rapist. One of my friends is a rapist, so. Which reminds me, actually, like the week after the goddamn iPhone came out, right? My friend Scott, who is not the rapist, Scott is not the rapist. I mean, maybe he was. I don't really know. My friend Russell got an iPhone, and like we had to go get a motorcycle from somebody in Iowa, and we were driving. This was after one of my friends chopped my goddamn arm open with a knife. And the very next day, we went to Iowa to get a motorcycle, and it was just after the iPhone came out, and we were on the phone trying to get in touch with the guy to buy the motorcycle or whatever. And my idiot friend Scott, it wasn't even his iPhone, but at the time, to give you an idea, if you've ever seen that episode of the Boondocks, where he's like, talking about his iPhone or whatever, and my friend Scott kept talking to the guy on the phone. He's like, yeah, so like if you could just give us your address. He tried to sound like the coolest person on the planet. He's like, because I don't know if you know this or not, but my friend has an iPhone. He goes, it's got this feature where like I can type in your address, like Steve himself, right? I don't know if you know this or not. It's got a feature that allows you to type in your address. He's like, so like you don't really need to give us directions or anything. I'm like the coolest guy ever because it's just one of my friends has an iPhone. The entire time there too, like every time we talked to the guy, trying to find his house and all that shit in Iowa, he kept telling the guy like, yeah, no, yeah, I know, right? Like we don't have that problem because my friend has an iPhone. The very next day. He's like, sure, you want to take the exit? Oh, yeah, no need for that. No, we get that you know how to give directions, but what we're trying to tell you is that we don't need your directions, right? Nor do we want your directions because my friend has an iPhone. Couldn't be more ignorant about it. Just sit there listening to him on the phone. I'm like, do you know how you sound right now? Do you know what you sound like to people?
It's too far away. That's still recharging.
I don't know if they are or aren't. I don't know. I've been out of touch with these guys for a while. I'm gonna eventually try to move back to my hometown and buy a home next door to each one of them if I ever make it in real life, and then I can just say, "Yeah, I know it sucks, man. That all that stuff about your work, telling you that we couldn't be friends and all that stuff, and like I really needed a job application, and you wouldn't even let me write your name down on a piece of paper out of fear of what might happen to you." And I was like basically eating out of the garbage and like having to beg for money and trying to do all this shit to stay afloat. And yeah, no, I haven't done any of those things, but the joke would be to make it as terrible as possible, right? I had to whore myself out.
That spell isn't letting me. That's still charging.
Just to troll him, dude. I'll do it. Moving right next door to him.
That spell isn't letting me. That spell isn't letting me.
Got water on my shirt. I know. That counts as laundry. That technically counts as laundry.
That's still charging. I can't pass that.
God damn it. These are make my life difficult.
That spell isn't letting me. I can't pass that. That spell isn't letting me. That's still charging. That's still charging.
God damn it. This fucking place, dude. Just gonna finish this quest. We're gonna log for a little while and try and do something else for a little while, and then we'll be on later.
I can't pass that. That spell isn't letting me. That's still charging.
All right, now we just got to get to Telrador, and well, let's pick up these fungal spores. They should be like pretty much anywhere, right? On the floor. Oh fuck. Great. This is gonna be lame. I have no fear. I have nothing. Yeah, that's pretty lame. Let me guess. Whatever. Where's the elevator? We'll just log out. Do this shit later.